Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, Shaykh?
Alhamdulillah.
Shaykh, I had a few quick questions relating to fasting, if I may.
Yeah, bismillah. Fire away.
If I swallow saliva or phlegm from within my mouth, does it break my fast?
No, the saliva from within the mouth or the phlegm from within the mouth, if you swallow it, that will not break the fast.
Okay, what if I rub oil on my body, does it break my fast?
No, that will not break the fast.
If I use deodorant or body spray, will that break my fast?
Again, that won't break the fast.
What about using ittar?
Ittar won't break the fast.
Okay, does vomiting break the fast?
Vomiting will only break the fast if three conditions are met. The first is that you remember the fast of the month of Ramadan. The second is that you deliberately force yourself to vomit, and the vomiting is a mouthful. So for instance, if a person doesn't remember the fast and he deliberately forces himself to vomit, and it's a mouthful, so in that case he will not break the fast because one of the conditions is not met. The other scenario is that if a person remembers the fast and deliberately forces himself to vomit, but it's not a mouthful, again that will not break the fast. And the third is that if the person remembers the fast and it wasn't deliberate, he felt sick and ended up vomiting a mouthful, and you don't deliberately force yourself to vomit, you felt sick, again that will not break the fast because all three conditions are not met. So through vomiting, the fast will only be invalidated if these three conditions are met. You remember that you were fasting, you deliberately force yourself to vomit, and it was a mouthful. Only then vomiting will invalidate the fast.
Okay, but then Shaykh, what if I am feeling sick and then I vomit a mouthful? Will that invalidate my fast?
No, that will not invalidate. That's a common misunderstanding amongst people.
That's really interesting because there's so many people who think that they felt sick, they vomited a mouthful, and that's it, their fast is broken.
No, that's ignorance, lack of knowledge.
Subhanallah. Sayyidi, what if out of tiredness I miss my suhoor? Can I still keep a fast?
Yes, you can. You can keep a fast.
Okay, but if I didn't make my niyyah at suhoor time, can I make my niyyah at fajr time?
Yes, you can make your niyyah at fajr time, provided it's before midday, before Dahwatul Kubra.
Okay, subhanallah.
And remember, this answer is in relation to the fast of the month of Ramadan. Not for the qada of the month of Ramadan, which you keep after the month of Ramadan, or the kafara, the expiation fast, which are kept consecutively for 60 days after the month of Ramadan. For that, you have to make the intention before Subh al-Sadiq, at night time or before the beginning of Salatul Fajr.
So let's say I've missed my suhoor, but I've woken up for Fajr. I can still then make my intention to fast for that day of the Ramadan?
Yes, you can.
Okay, alhamdulillah. There's another question. If water enters my throat during wudu, does it break my fast?
Yes, that will break your fast.
Eating out of forgetfulness, does it break my fast?
No, that will not break the fast.
And if I miss my fast, what's the kafara?
There's no kafara for it. Remember, there's a difference between qada and kafara. Severe punishments are mentioned in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for missing the fast of the month of Ramadan without a valid reason. But there's no kafara for it, there's no expiation for it. You just make up for it by keeping one sawm after the month of Ramadan. And kafara is a technical term for breaking the fast of the month of Ramadan whilst remembering that you were fasting. So if you break the fast of the month of Ramadan, you make up for it by fasting for 60 days consecutively after the month of Ramadan. Plus the one qada, so that's 61 fasts after the month of Ramadan. And if that is impossible for you, then the kafara is to feed 60 masakin, 60 poor people, 2 meals a day to their fill. So remember the difference. Qada is when you miss the fast of the month of Ramadan, you make up for it by keeping one fast after the month of Ramadan. And kafara is for deliberately breaking the fast of the month of Ramadan whilst remembering the fast without a valid reason, which, as I explained, that is to fast consecutively for 60 days. So the answer to your question is that if you miss the fast of the month of Ramadan, then there is qaza for it. It's a sin. One will be held accountable for it. There are punishments for it. But there is no expiation for it. There's no kafara for it. There's only qada.
Okay, subhanAllah, that's really cleared it up. Shaykh, there's some really common questions. Does a blood test break my fast?
No, it will not break the fast.
Does a nosebleed break my fast?
No, it will not break the fast.
Hijama?
Again, no, hijama will not break the fast.
What about if I donate my blood, will it break my fast?
No, that will not break the fast. Now remember, there's a principle that's mentioned in the hadith of Sahih Bukhari. Sayyidina ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Al-fitru mimma dakhala wa laysa mimma kharaja. The fast is invalidated with whatever enters, not what exits. All of these jurisprudential principles are based on the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And there's another hadith in Majma' al-Zawaid narrated by Sayyidatuna Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إِنَّمَا الْإِفْتَارُ مِمَّا دَخَلَ وَلَيْسَ مِمَّا خَرَجَ. That the fast is invalidated with whatever enters, not what exits. So your last 3-4 questions were in reference to whatever exits from the body. Whereas what invalidates the fast is what enters the body. With some exceptions, such as deliberately vomiting a mouthful, and some matters relating to sexual discharge. So blood tests and nosebleed and hijama, none of these will invalidate the fast.
Nowadays, Sheikh, a lot of people to pass time during the fast will watch movies, or they'll scroll on Instagram or on TikTok. Does watching a movie to pass time during the fast break the fast?
No, that won't break the fast. But one would be deprived of the blessings, the barakat of the fast.
Okay, subhanAllah. Does swearing break the fast?
No, again, it's a sin and one must desist from it, but it does not break the fast. It doesn't invalidate the fast.
So is that the same principle also for backbiting, slander?
That's right. Yeah.
And other...
Yeah, absolutely. Committing such sins in the month of Ramadan in the state of fasting is asking for the wrath of Allah Jalla wa Ala. And one is deprived from the endless spiritual benefits of the month of Ramadan.
Okay, Shaykh, another question. Can one apply kohl, antimony, to the eyes during the fast?
That's sunnah. Yes, it's permissible. It's proven from the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's a hadith in Sunan ibn Majah. Sayyidatuna Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala narrates, قالت اكتحل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو صائم. That Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam applied kuhl to his eyes whilst fasting. So it's established from the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Sheikh, a lot of sisters ask this question, does breastfeeding break the fast?
No, it doesn't break the fast.
Sheikh, if one falls asleep during the fasting hours and has a wet dream, nocturnal emission, does it break the fast?
No, that won't break the fast.
Okay. Does masturbation with ejaculation break the fast?
Yes, that will break the fast, but there's qaza for it, there's no kafara. But you must listen to my in-depth lecture on this subject. All the necessary masail surrounding this issue, for young people especially, are covered in that talk. It's available online.
You know, subhanAllah, Sheikh, so many young people don't know about this.
This is the sad state of affairs.
Sheikh, this is also a really common question. A lot of people suffer from dry eyes. Does using eye drops break the fast?
Yes, you see, this is from one of those issues which are validly disputed amongst Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah. So the position that I adhere to is that eye drops will invalidate the fast. I have a detailed lecture on this available online. Now, the reason why we believe that inserting eye drops into the eyes breaks the fast is because there is a link, there's a channel between the eyes and the digestive tract. According to eye anatomy, the liquid enters into the lacrimal punctum. Through the lacrimal sac, from the nasolacrimal duct, from behind the nose, it enters into the throat. So since in the medical profession this is established that there is a channel, a route from the eyes to the digestive tract, from the beginning, ibtida, wast, middle and intiha. So throughout it travels from the manfas and it reaches the digestive system. Hence why we believe that inserting eye drops will break the fast. Now, as I said, that there are differences of opinions in this and some may differ with me based on the classical opinion of our scholars. But if you watch my extensive presentation on this topic, based on the Quran, the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the jurisprudential principles in light of human anatomy, and adab fi ikhtilaf in relation to validly disputed issues amongst the jurists, inshallah you will get a better understanding of this topic.
Okay, subhanAllah.
But yes, in a nutshell, the answer to your question is that eye drops will invalidate the fast according to the position that I follow. And additionally, the topic of wearing contact lenses is also covered in that presentation.
Okay, subhanAllah, that's really, really interesting. But what about eardrops? Do eardrops break the fast?
Again, eardrops is another issue which is validly disputed amongst the ulama of Ahlul Sunnah. The position that I adhere to is that eardrops will not invalidate the fast. Because according to the otolaryngologists, there is no passage from the ears into the digestive tract. So there is no risk of the eardrops entering into your throat or your digestive system or into the brain. On the basis of this, I follow the position that eardrops will not break the fast unless your tympanic membrane is perforated. As long as the eardrums are not damaged or there's no hole in the eardrums, eardrops will not invalidate the fast. So yes, this mas'ala, there is ikhtilaf in this, there are differences of opinions amongst Ahlul Sunnah, but I adhere to the position that eardrops will not invalidate the fast. But yeah, take some time out to listen to my presentation on this subject because this topic is also covered in the lecture regarding eye drops. And also it covers the details of how to deal with masail which are differed over amongst Ahlul Haq and the etiquettes of ikhtilaf amongst the fuqaha, amongst the jurists.
Okay, Sheikh, so in that case, what about nasal sprays? Do they break the fast?
Yes, nasal sprays will also break the fast. Because remember, anything that enters from the natural apertures, the normal routes of entry into the body, that will invalidate the fast, and the nose is one of the natural openings into the body. So yes, in light of the principles of the jurists, nasal sprays will invalidate the fast.
And how about smoking? Does smoking break the fast?
Yes, smoking breaks the fast.
Okay, but Sheikh, then a lot of people who don't smoke, they vape instead. So does vaping break the fast?
Yes, vaping also breaks the fast.
And what about passive smoking? Does that break the fast?
Yeah, smoking breaks the fast, remember, if it's deliberate. So if you deliberately inhale smoke, then that will break the fast. But if you end up inhaling some smoke unintentionally, that will not invalidate the fast, if that's what you mean by passive smoking.
Okay, subhanallah. And Sheikh, a lot of people have this bad habit of biting their nails. If you bite your nails during the fast, does it break your fast?
Just biting the nails will not break your fast.
What about using a siwak? Does that break the fast?
No, siwak, using the siwak is a sunnah. That doesn't break the fast, but you should avoid flavored siwak.
Okay, Sheikh, this is a common one. What about brushing your teeth with toothpaste? Does that break the fast?
Brushing your teeth with toothpaste will not break your fast as long as the toothpaste or the particles do not enter into the throat, but it's makruh. It's disliked. Because remember, the principle is that tasting something in the state of fasting is makruh. But for further details and more clarity on this topic, you can listen to my detailed discourse on this topic on oral hygiene. It's available on YouTube.
Okay, Sheikh, what about getting an injection or having a vaccine during fasting hours? Does that break my fast?
Injections and vaccines, they do not break the fast. And the ruling is the same for intramuscular injections or intravenous injections. They do not invalidate the fast. So according to our fuqaha, it doesn't make any difference whether they are injected into the veins or the muscles. Injections will not invalidate the fast. And I have a detailed article on this, and the booklet is available online.
Sheikh, a lot of people have been asking, does having a shower to cool down break the fast?
No, having a shower will not break the fast.
Sheikh, someone's asked, does having a haircut break the fast?
Who says having a haircut will break the fast? No, obviously not.
Sheikh, you'd be surprised the type of questions, mashallah, people have.
Allahu Akbar.
Sheikh, does using a nebulizer or inhaler break the fast?
Yes, that breaks the fast. The fast will be invalidated.
Sheikh, this is a really common question. Is it necessary for a traveler to fast?
No, it's not necessary for a traveler to fast. Allah Jalla wa Ala says that in the Quran, مَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. Allah Jalla wa Ala wants to make things easy for you. He doesn't want to make things difficult for you. So yes, a traveler is exempt from fasting. He doesn't have to fast.
Okay, but then is it necessary for him not to fast?
No, it's not necessary for him not to fast. It's permissible. In fact, it's rewarding for him to fast. And there are further rulings relating to this as well.
Okay, subhanAllah. This one's a little bit more technical. If I'm at home at suhoor time and I have a flight to catch at 11 a.m., am I still exempt from fasting?
It's good that you've asked this question because this is a common misunderstanding amongst people. Remember, a traveler, a Shar'i Musafir is only exempt from fasting when it's suhoor time whilst he's a traveler, whilst he's on a journey. So if he's in his hometown, he's a resident, at the time of suhoor and he will become a traveler in the morning, he will not be exempt from fasting. He must fast even though he'll be a traveler during the day. So one is only exempt from fasting if one is a traveler, if he was already a traveler, if he was already a Musafir Shar'i, and suhoor time enters during his journey, then he doesn't have to observe fasting. So if someone was at home at the time of suhoor and he will travel the following day, he will become a Musafir Shar'i, and the following day he has to fast. In this scenario, he will not be exempt from fasting. This is a very important point to remember.
Okay, subhanAllah, Shaykh, this is really, really interesting. And in fact, probably a real common misconception that people have in relation to this issue. So if suhoor enters whilst I'm in my home residence and in the morning I become a traveler, it's still obligatory for me to fast.
Absolutely. You have to fast.
Subhanallah. Okay, Shaykh, last one. Does swimming break my fast?
Swimming itself will not break your fast. So as long as you take all the precautionary measures. So you should make sure that out of caution, you keep your head above the surface of the water. So if water doesn't enter into your throat, then swimming will not invalidate the fast.